Long ago, the armies of Israel and the Philistines faced one another on opposite hills separated by a valley. The Philistines were powerful and feared warriors, but among them stood a fighter unlike any other. His name was Goliath. Goliath was brave. Every morning and night, Goliath marched into the valley and shouted towards Israel. He challenged them, "Choose one man to fight me. If he defeats me, we will serve you. But if I defeat him, you shall serve us." His voice thundered through the valley, but no one answered. The soldiers of Israel were terrified. Even King Saul, once known for courage, was afraid. For 40 days, Goliath mocked Israel and insulted their God. Fear spread through the camp. Meanwhile, far from the battlefield, a young shepherd named David cared for his father's sheep. David was the youngest son of Jesse. Unlike soldiers trained for war, David spent his days protecting sheep, playing music, and trusting God. One day, Jesse called David, "Take food to your brothers at the battlefield and see how they are doing." David obeyed. He traveled towards the camp of Israel. He expected to see brave warriors preparing for battle. Instead, he found fear. As David greeted his brothers, a loud voice echoed through the valley, "Goliath has appeared again." David watched as the Goliath mocked Israel, and something inside him stirred. David stood among the soldiers and listened carefully as Goliath shouted and insulted Israel. Goliath laughed with courage. "Is there no man among you brave enough to fight me?" Men who carry sword and shield stepped back. David could hardly believe what he was seeing. He turned to the soldiers nearby and asked, "Who is this Philistine that he should mock the armies of the living God?" Some soldiers explained the reward King Saul had promised. The man who defeated Goliath would receive riches and honor. But David was not thinking about reward. His heart burned with something stronger, which is faith. Nearby, David's older brother heard him speaking. Angry, he confronted David. "Why are you here? Who is watching the sheep? You are proud and only came to watch the battle." David was hurt by the accusation, but he did not argue for long. Soon, word reached King Saul that a young shepherd was asking questions about fighting Goliath. David was brought before the king. King Saul looked at him and was shocked. Before him stood not a mighty warrior, but a young boy. Saul shook his head. "You are not able to fight the Philistine. You are only a youth, and he has been a warrior from his youth." But David spoke with confidence. "Your servant kept his father's sheep with a lion or a bear attack. I went after it and rescued the sheep. The Lord who delivered me from the lion will deliver me from the Philistine." Saul listened carefully. There was something unusual about this shepherd. No pride, not foolishness, faith. Finally, Saul agreed. "Go, and may the Lord be with you." The king ordered his own armor to be brought to David. Heavy bronze armor was placed on him. A helmet covered his head. A sword hung at his side. But as David tried to walk, he stopped. The armor was too heavy, too unfamiliar. David removed it. "I can't fight with this," he said. Instead, he chose what he knew: his shepherd's staff, his sling, and faith in God. Then David walked towards a nearby stream and carefully selected 5 smooth stones. The army watched in silence. Some were confused, others expected disaster. How could a shepherd defeat Goliath? But David was already preparing for the moment that would change history. David rose from the stream and placed the 5 smooth stones inside the shepherd's bag. Then with only his sling in hand, he walked towards the battlefield. Across the valley, Goliath saw him coming. At first, Goliath stared in disbelief. Then he laughed. Before him was not a trained warrior, not a soldier wearing armor, but a young shepherd. Goliath's voice thundered across the valley. Am I a dog that you come to me with sticks? Goliath cursed David and mocked him. Come here, I will give your flesh to the bears and wild animals. The Philistine soldiers laughed. Even some in Israel held their breath in fear, but David did not stop walking. His eyes stayed fixed on Goliath. Then David answered with courage that stormed everyone around him. You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel. The battlefield grew quiet. David continued, Today the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel. Goliath's face darkened with anger, with heavy step, but David did something unexpected. David reached into his bag. He pulled out one stone. Quickly he placed it into his sling and began to swing it over his head. Faster and faster, then he released it. The stone flew through the air with deadly speed and struck Goliath directly in the forehead. Goliath stopped. His body swayed. Silence filled the valley. Then the impossible happened. Goliath collapsed face first onto the ground. The earth shook as the mighty warrior fell. For a moment, nobody moved. The Philistines stared in disbelief. Israel stood frozen. Then David rushed forward. He took Goliath's own sword and confirmed the victory. Suddenly, fear changed side. The Philistines turned and flew, and the army of Israel erupted with joy, chasing their enemy across the battlefield. That day, victory did not come through size or weapons or human strength. It came through courage, faith, and trust in God. And the story of the shepherd boy who defeated Goliath would never be forgotten. If this story inspired you, please subscribe, like this video, and share it to someone who needs encouragement today, and tell us in the comment section, what Goliath are you trusting God to help you overcome? Thank you and God bless you. See you on my next video. Bye.